Hello, folks. It's John, the Crazy Englishman. Blessings to you and your loved ones on this the Lord's Day, Sunday. And we're about 3/4 of the way through Lent now. And Lent is there to remind us of what we call the passion of the Lord. His struggle against the devil, against the forces of evil, against the evil men around him, and he struggled to the cross. And that's what our struggle is supposed to be, according to the words of our Lord Jesus. We're commanded to take up our cross daily and follow him. And history and the gospel detests what that way is, how we are to follow him. However, I was thinking, I don't know, the term the path of least resistance came into my mind. If you pour water down on the ground and there's cracks and fissures everywhere, the water will always take the path of least resistance. If there's a leak on the roof, the water will always leak through by the path of least resistance. And us Christians, with all the comforts and material trappings around us, have adopted lazy and bad habits, have we not? And we tend to, in our Christian life, and in fact there shouldn't be any separation really between the sacred and the secular. Our lives as Christians, shall I say, that's the best way to say it. We tend to choose the path of least resistance, the path that doesn't disturb our comfort, the path that doesn't disturb our pride, the path that doesn't upset anyone, the path for the sake of a so-called peace, the path of least resistance. That's antithetical against the way of the cross. And now, as we are well into Lent, it is good to remind us about that cross. As we follow the life of Christ in the Gospels, from his baptism in the River Jordan, where we can identify our baptism through the life of obedience to his parents, to those in authority, to his mission of preaching the kingdom of heaven, to his sacrifice, persecution. And all he done was good, but it led to the cross. And for the cross, he gave up the ghost. Son of Man was crucified and died. And as we will celebrate further on, in a few weeks' time, we will celebrate the resurrection. But I want to come back to this path of least resistance. That is not the way that we should be living our lives. That's not the way that we should be choosing the path of least resistance. We have to choose the narrow way, the tough way, the hard way, no matter what it costs us, the way of the cross. Because although we look forward to the resurrection, there is no resurrection without the cross. There is no resurrection without the suffering that entails. And humanly speaking, it's impossible, isn't it? That's why we must choose for us which is the most sensible way, the way that God has given us, the way that He wants to pour His grace out on us by prayer, studying of the scriptures, going to Mass, so it's very windy. The wind has suddenly taken off. So I will conclude. Let us, as we are now well into Lent, ask the Lord to pour His grace out on us. Let us spend the time to be with the Lord so that He can pour His grace out on us. Let us just keep in mind constantly that, generally speaking, the way of least resistance is not the way of the cross. It's not the way to the death of the old man and the resurrection of the new. So on this, the Lord's Day, I'll leave you with that reflection, which we all need to spend time soaking in and meditating on. This is John the Crazy Englishman, signing off. May God bless you and keep you. And remember, pray without ceasing.